What's up, guys? TheDevildogGamer here, and today we're talking about what's next for Ready or Not. Ready or Not is one of my favorite tactical shooters, and it's definitely come a very long way from when I first got my hands on it and the PvP test. If you've never seen that and see where it is now, you need to go check that video out. That's down in the description below because this game has done a huge flip from what it originally was. They've done such a good job that I really think this is the successor to the SWAT series. They've done such a fantastic job. It brings the brutality of some of these scenarios, plus the tactical, the sound, the gunplay. It's amazing. But the development's been pretty slow. It seems like that we get major updates every 6 months or so, and it's been about 4 or 5 months since we've gotten a major update that added a bunch of weapons, new maps, new scenarios. So I kind of want to go through what they're planning to add, hopefully, in the next update, along with a wish list. Things that would help, this game a little more, because once you play it enough, you kind of don't want to play the same mission over and over again. You know what to expect. There's not really much variation. There's not a lot of, like I say, replayability. So far, the big push, it seems, for this next update is AI and sound, along with a few map overhauls. If you've ever played this game solo, you know how bad your SWAT AI teammates are. They block doors, they don't do squat, their reaction times are crazy. They'll engage targets if they have their backs to. It gets kind of weird and it gets annoying. If you're a solo player, dealing with these guys, giving them commands, separating them out, it becomes more of a chore than you actually clearing the building. So they've been doing a lot of work with the suspect AI. The last update, they added some really cool variations to them, worked on them quite a bit. They also seem to be tweaking that quite a bit too, to where they will respond better, along with your SWAT AI being better teammates, which will kind of bring down on the headaches for the single player guys. But at the same time, it adds a little bit of a variation to where they're now more usable than they would be before. Along with that, they're doing a remake of the sound system to where, you get better directional, distance sound. Gunshots inside, outside will sound differently. You can pinpoint sounds more correctly, but you're not going to hear someone halfway across the building and know exactly where they are. You're going to kind of be able to be like, well, I know I'm close, but I don't know. They're in that direction somewhere, but I don't know if they're in that room or the small room. It's going to kind of create a better sound system, because right now you can hear people crying out through like 7 different walls, or you can hear bad guys through like 6 different walls, and it takes the fun out of it, because you know where people are half the time, because you can hear them through, halfway through the building, and you know what corner they're in. So it kind of takes down that, I know where they are situation to more, if you go into a room, you're not going to know where they are because you can't really pinpoint them as well. They're also doing a few map remakes, maps like car dealerships. They're going to rework them a little bit. Not like full changes, just rework them and make them better. Take things they've learned and, make them to better maps. And I'm okay with that. Like, we do need other maps. We do need more content. We do need variations of raids and stuff. Add different variations of the different type of operations for each map, which I'm sure they're going to add because they can just port them over from other ones. But, I was kind of hoping we'd get another update like the old one, with like the last one we had, where we had a lot more maps to deal with, more weapons. But right now, I don't really see much weapon-wise. They are talking about, and they teased it a while ago, a map called Caves, which is like Sicario-type drug dealer tunnels, really, dark, where all the drug dealers run drugs through, and that looks really cool. They teased that a while ago. I don't know if it's going to come for this update, but that's something that would be very exciting. Right now, the map variation is basically modding, and, that's where you get your map variation from. And some of those maps are fantastic, and some of those maps are pretty lame. But it'd be nice to get a few more maps for this update. But so far, the only one I think is probably going to come with this next update is the Caves map, and that one is pretty cool. They are also doing a rework on the police station where you start and plan your operations, redoing the ranges, the situation room, the locker room. That's something I really don't agree with. I've never seen anybody ever go in there and be like, oh, I'm going to hang out with all my friends and I wish this place was a little cooler. No one cares about that. I guess, it was bugging them. More power to you, it's your game, but I feel like that's kind of wasted resources that could be put onto other things, like getting other maps out, because honestly, nobody cares about the station. Everybody I know has either gone to the shooting range, to the locker room and right to the mission board. Every time I play it with friends, no one hangs out in the police station. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with it and how it differs. But most people just want to gear up and get into the action and could care two shits about the police station. For my wish list, though, I'm really hoping we get a fix to modding and mod.io. Mod.io was added to do like an in-game system, kind of like a workshop for mods for Ready or Not. Because there are quite a lot of mods. There's a lot of SWAT 4 map remakes, which are really awesome, along with weaponry skins. That's another thing. There's no categories for that, for mod.io system. There's a search bar that kind of works. You're mainly just scrolling through. You don't see if it works. You don't see comments on it. It's kind of like, well, is this mod going to work? Let me find out. Let me put it on. Or, you know, I only get one little screenshot of this mod. I don't really get a lot of information on it. Or I can't sit there and filter by maps, you know, skins for operators, skins for weapons, none of that stuff. It's just you scroll through and you read it, and it's kind of like a cluster. And it could be so much better. It could be so much better. Along with that, you can't add weapons to the game right now. All you can basically do is reskin the guns that are already in game. I would like it to where they could add the category to add different guns. So instead of reskinning a gun, you could add a completely different gun with all the settings to it and not reskin a gun that's already in game. Like, you know, if you want, you know, a Glock 19 or something like that, it would go over, like a special custom Glock 19, it would go over and just be the Glock 19, but the skin would be different. Or if, you know, I wanted like a different Mark 18, it would just go over the skin of the Mark 18 and just change the model. It's kind of lame, and I wish they would just have the ability to finally just add guns into the game as their own new thing. Another thing I really hope we get that would help with the longevity and the replayability of this game is a freaking mission editor. I say this for every tactical game, Ground Branch, Ready or Not. If you had the ability, like Arma, to go in and place enemy units, spawn points, script them, you know, do different things, it could add so much to this game. People could make their own custom missions, set up different targets, hostage rescues in different areas. There would be so much replayability. You could just completely change every mission 100% of the time, and you could post that mission onto the mod.io and share it with everybody else. It would just bring so much more replayability and usefulness to this game. Instead of waiting for updates and new missions and stuff, you would actually be able to get in there and create your own on the fly, just like you can with Arma 3. You know, you can create these things, share them with your friends, run them with the friends. It would just change everything so much and add so much variety to the game. I just don't know why it's never really been a priority for a lot of these tactical shooters, because you can do so much with it. There's endless options for it, and I think it should be a priority. Eventually, I think it's going to be a priority, but it seems like during the development right now, a lot of these games don't really care for them that much. I'm hoping that that's the case, and I'm hoping this next update really adds a ton of stuff. Right now, it just looks like a lot of quality of life stuff that improves not only the gameplay, but the look of the game, and the feel of the game, and the gameplay itself. But at the same time, might add a few things here and there, which seems to make it that the next update will be a huge content drop because they have less people working on these quality of life stuff. I understand it's an early access game. I like this early access game. I think they've come a very long way. I'm excited to see what they bring to the table in the future. There's a lot of really dark, crazy stuff coming to this game that they've promised, and I feel like once they get some of this quality of life stuff out of the way, we're going to really start getting some really cool things added to Ready or Not. But let me know down in the comments below, what do you guys think of the possible things coming to the next update? What do you want to see? What's your favorite part of Ready or Not? Talk to you guys later. Peace.